Saddlefit for Life the idea came from a frustrated rider, myself. Being on the German team, 78 to 81, I was actually pulled off the team because the horse was always unregular, and back then in 78 to 81, we didn't have thermography or fiber optic cameras or MRI for horses. So we took to 4 different universities and we determined that the saddle was actually the cause and damaged the shoulder, and that cost me my dreams and as a rider. And when I went into saddle making, originally I wanted to be a physician, I had no idea how many options there are on the saddle, and that the saddle fitting is actually a pretty big part of it. So after many years of not just making saddles, seeing how many saddle fitting issues there actually is, I decided this needs to be taught worldwide.
Get together. Get together. Get together. Get together.
So I want you to do something. I want you to put your fingers together like this. I'm going to pray a little bit now. Okay, I go like that. That's a wide angle. That's a 3-year-old. Do 5. Do 8. Now do this. Okay? So what I'm trying to say, you can adjust that saddle every time you get to the horse. So now look at the girth. Remember I said to you, the girth will go in the right spot?
Yep.
So what I'm going to do now, I take my piece of chalk and mark where the saddle ends. Okay? Yep. Here I don't need to. There's a... Now if you look, see how the hairline is here? Can you see that?
Yep.
Can you see that line? You could follow the last rib and then go straight up. This is where the horse moves the most. Walk, trot, canter. If the saddle passes this line, it will get driven into the shoulder or forward.
Get together. Get together.
When we're fitting saddles to both men and women, we have to look at the fact that essentially they've got very different pelvic shapes. If we look at the male pelvis, you can see that the pubic symphysis is higher and the seat bones are closer together. On your female pelvis, the pubic symphysis is lower and the seat bones are a little further apart because of the birthing channel. The reason why this is so important is if we look at how these seat bones interact with the seat, you can see that if the seat is not the correct width, it can actually cause pain to the rider and discomfort for the way that they're going to be sitting in the saddle.
This is where the saddle needs to sit. So if this makes sense to you that the saddle should sit behind the shoulder, when the horse moves up, muscle contracts like in the book.
Yep.
See how this shoulder moves now?
Yep.
And then it rotates all the way to here. So what you want to do is identify shoulder where the hairline comes, the end of the saddle area. Then you pinch the spine. That's approximately 3-finger wide. Arabs really, really wide. The channel space, very important. Okay, so then you have that. And then you have 2 reflex points. If I make a saddle sit here, I can make this horse 4-beat canter, which is really bad in dressage. I can make the horse buck in a jumping saddle, like constant bucking, or falling, or knocking the rails like you wouldn't believe it. This spot here, a hand width below the withers, the deep laying muscle is the spinalis. That muscle controls the base of the neck. So if you pinch that, you'll go like this. Or the stumble. Or the tongue is busy, or the ear flick. So if I rub down this way, I feel the ribs. Now I have an area I can put 350 pounds for 8 hours. Super strong there, super sensitive. So if I identify, oh, there are nerves. Here, of course, nerves too. But very often they're not attacked by the saddle. If I'm grabbing a tree, let me see if I grab a wood tree. I have one corner and another corner. This corner needs to stay away from that. Now this is why we have these two lines. Okay? This is what needs to stay away from the reflex point. So when I use my fingernails and I push and I push and I push, this is actually a very deep muscle.
Get together. Get together. Get together.
Does it make sense? It should sit there.
Yeah.
See how I'm already in this horse's kidney? See how this is too far?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will never get that saddle to sit quiet if I stop. If I don't stop this to come, because this is where the motion is.
Yeah.
It went two reasons forward. Number one, it went too long, and number two, remember I said the billets are too far back? Okay, the billets will always go here.
Sure.
And look how little you rode. Bang, it was there.
Get together. Get together. Get together.
It improves more the communication between horse and riders, and it translates much faster my aids to the horse so that he can react also really fast and we can go forward with a really good ride.
Thank you. Stay off the shoulders, stay off the nerves. Make sure it sits nicely through the gullet. Then you have a horse that will perform. Saddlefit philosophy looks on protecting long-term damage to horse and rider. Pinched nerves, cartilage gone on the shoulder, or fluid in the spine, that is something we can't fix anymore as veterinarians, riders, or saddle makers.
Get together.